Hello, it's that time again. Get up, get off the couch, and start tackling your own to-do list. Stay tuned. Hello, Hamilton. Welcome to the Just Ask Bob show. I am your host, Bob Asadorian. Again, we kick it off with a viewer's email. Hello, Bob. I have a drop-in tub, and I'm having difficulty removing the deck-mounted faucet. Also, please, Bob, what do you think of cultured marble walls and bases versus ceramic tiles? This is from Margaret in Ancaster, Ontario. Well, thank you, Margaret. All our episodes are based on the viewer's email. Margaret, we have an amazing show set up for you today, a fun-packed show of multiple visits. We're going to be visiting a Triple R job site where some time ago we built a gorgeous shower using cultured marble walls and a solid base. We're also going to be visiting another job site where Bob accidentally broke the top of the deck-mounted drop-in tub and had to reinstall a faucet. And we're visiting our good friends at Products to show you the showroom and the manufacturing plant in the back where you've got Bob's word on this. Nothing's made in China. Everything made right here in Hamilton, Ontario. Stay tuned. Up next, we visit the job site.
Sunday, October the 28th, the OHL Tonight comes to you from the First Ontario Centre. For the first time since opening night of the season, it's Justin Brazeau and the North Bay Battalion that will meet the Hamilton Bulldogs. It's the last game before Halloween, and the question is, who will be tricked and who gets the treats? You can catch all the action live in HD right here on Cable 14, starting at 2 p.m.
Hello, welcome to our job site, our Triple R job site. Very special thanks to the homeowners for letting us come back here. Quite some time ago, this bathroom was my greatest accomplishment to date. The largest bathroom per fixture-wise and even size-wise that my company's ever created. This is just stunning, so we can showcase quite a few aspects for you here. Now, if we can take a moment to focus on the base. This happens to be on the well, it says back split home, so the second floor of the home, whether it's the second floor, main floor, basement, doesn't matter. When you're creating a shower base, there's a couple ways to do it. There's the Schluter system that you can use with foam, and then this whole entire base could be mosaic tiles, little small 2x2 tiles because they have to slope to the drain. Now, for about the first 8 or 9 years in my business, I was building all the shower bases out of tile. Extremely time-consuming, very difficult, and at the end of the day, because they've got to be little mosaics, you end up having more grout than tile. Now, it's the tile that's stronger, it's the tile that's more stain-resistant. So there is the technology, there is the know-how to bypass the grout and bypass the small mosaics and use these bases. So probably for the last 6 or 7 years, this is how I do all my shower stalls. Now, just to back up for a moment, there is a third choice. All of the big box stores have cheap plastic bases. They're plastic, they move. Those bases are absolute junk. So you can spend anywhere from $1,000 right to $3,000 on a tall pre-built unit. It's obviously disassembled and it's in a cardboard box to bring home. The walls are plastic, the floor is plastic. Number one problem with those units is the drain location. This is set in cement. The plastic ones, not quite. You can shoot some spray foam under there for sound absorption, but the problem is where the drain connects to the plastic, there's always going to be movement. I find over years it can dislodge the seal and you can end up having a leak. So these are fantastic. Up shortly throughout the next on the show, or up towards the end of the show, we're going to be visiting our friends at Cultured Marble, where nothing is made in China. Stony Creek, Ontario, they custom make these marble wall panels and the bases. Now, if we talk about the walls, again, 3 choices on a way to a design and create your shower stall. Choice 1 is the lowest of them all. plastic, simple plastic panels. They move, they're no longevity, definitely not a top pick. The second way is the tried-tested and proven traditional method ceramic tile. I've been building them that way for decades. Nothing wrong with the tile. I would suggest a larger tile, so when it's said and done, you have more tile than grout joints. Now, if you want no mold, no mildew, no joints to scrub with the toothbrush, I implore you to at least investigate and come to the product facility on Arvin Road in Stony Creek, where you can see in the showroom and you can see in the back how these are made. This is one solid piece, second solid piece, and if we look up at the ceiling, solid piece. This is forever. This is timeless, elegant beauty. Mold-free, grout-free. So those are your three choices for the walls, or your three choices for the base. Now obviously this is a shower. This completely applies to bathtubs. Same thing. Obviously you'd have either a metal tub, I'm talking about tubs that are against the wall, not a freestanding unit in the center of the bathroom. So a bathtub that's in an enclosure for your walls above the tub, in that case, most cases 3 walls plus the ceiling. You can either go a cheap panel, you can go the Ultra, which is marble, or you can install ceramic tile. Now while we're here, I want to show you a few more items. We've got a bathtub, freestanding unit, which is absolutely beautiful. The faucet alone is stunning. So this is a center focal piece of this bathroom. Gorgeous unit. We've got a beautiful vanity. We've got a nice faucet. We've got a gorgeous toilet. We've got a really high quality exhaust fan. And to finish everything off, we've got a porcelain floor that simulates hardwood. Now these bathrooms do require, certainly and always, City of Hamilton building permit. I applied for the permit myself. The city came here. First inspection was insulation and vapor barrier on the 2 exterior walls of the bathroom. Second inspection was plumbing, because we did a lot of plumbing in here. We brought a brand new drain system in for the freestanding tub. This bathroom was only originally built by the builder as a 3-fixture bathroom. We turned it into a 4-piece. City came, they did the inspections, we passed. Speaking of inspections, I want to plant a seed in the viewers' minds. Look at it this way. If you cheat the law and you don't pull a permit, you better be there. I mean, you better take a leave of absence from your work. You need to now become the general contractor, the boss of the contractor you should be trusting that you hired to build your bathroom. You need to know code, you need to follow their work, you need to see if their work is being done properly. Now, that's not realistic. I mean, if you're going to go through that effect, do the bathroom yourself. So again, you've hired a trusted professional. There shouldn't be any trust immediately bestowed upon them. Let me explain that. It's something my dad taught me a long, long time ago. Trust must be earned and not freely given away. So you meet the person, you check for licensing, insurance, credentials, you hire them. Be apprehensive. Once the job is completed, judge them. Were you happy? Were they timely? Was it within budget? Guess what now? That contractor has earned your trust. Now you can trust them fully, but not a moment before that. So again, the reason for the permit is, one way to look at it, and here's the seed I want to plant in your mind for the viewers at home. The permit protects you, the homeowner, from the contractor. That's the protection you need. You've now involved the City of Hamilton, the municipality. On the permit, there's a section with the homeowner's information, right to your cell phone and email address. Beside it is the contractor's information. If the city finds there is issues, serious issues, this project's not moving along, things are not being done right, first of all, the contractor may risk having his or her license suspended. Secondly, the city will contact you. They will advise you that what's going on here is not being done correctly. So there's a base for this. Now you have some protection in place, and if things go wrong and you have to pursue legal action, at least you're not going to have a judge scold you that, where was the permit? Why was this job being done off the radar or under the table? Wow, I love that bathroom. Special shout out to the homeowners. Thank you very much for allowing us to bring the cameras, bring the equipment in, to tape that segment. I loved when I was working there. That was one of the largest bathrooms we've put together. A 4-piece bathroom. Pleasure to have worked there. What we're going to be showing you now is the installation of a deck mount faucet and also what to do if when you're uninstalling your faucet, you accidentally crack the deck mount. We're reading a viewer's email and we're talking about drop-in tubs and Roman faucets. Not easy. You know, if we break faucets down, you've got your bathroom, your kitchen, your vanity. So you open the cabinet doors, you go underneath, you have access. Even the ones that go for a shower, that go in the wall, they're somewhat straightforward. It takes a little bit of skill to replace them, but these are the hardest. Let me show you here what this is going to look like. This is a Roman tub faucet. Now, this one is specifically, in most of the modern ones, they're to be installed on 10-inch center holes. That's an important number to remember and a measurement. This drop-in tub, and this home specifically, is about 40 years old. Back then, they had the holes on different centers. They don't line up with today's faucets. Just to show you the centers, this is the housing. This is the guts of the body. Now, when this piece goes in, see, we have 5 inches and 5 inches. This is bored for a 10-inch center. The old one was actually, it had a hole here, a hole here, a hole through here and here. It was a different setup. It won't line up with today's modern faucets. Now, we had a secondary issue. When we uninstalled the original, we cracked the acrylic base at the top. So it cracked right across here. Now, we've repaired the crack with epoxy. We've sealed in the old holes. Now, regardless of having cracked it, the simple fact that you cannot buy or order a faucet to line up with the centers requires you to be creative. So from my good friends at MM Products, they custom made me what I call a faucet deck base. Let me show you the unit. Now talk about a color match. This is just beautiful. They did a fantastic job on matching the color. This will go on top. You line up the holes. Now you have a very creative way to save the original tub, create the holes on 10-inch centers. This is for the main faucet body. This will be for the shower head. Now, a little bit of information before we're ready to install that. This has a slick surface. The silicone used to install the plate mount will not adhere well. So what we've done is we've cut some lines into this. Let me show you how we've worked on that. Now this is very important that you rough up the surface. This will make sure that you get a good bond. If I can show you on the one that was just made for us. Here we've got the silky smooth surface. On the back it's rough. That way you're going to get a good bond. So that's very important. Now I'm going to go through the stage of installing this just so you can get a better idea for the viewers at home. And again, regardless of the reason, if you simply crack the unit, you can use this as a creative idea to save the tub, or if you have to rebore the holes. So you install it, you line up the holes. This will go in from the bottom. You have to have a lot of patience here. You bring it up. Now in another show we'll get into more detail about faucets, but if you want to really focus here, this is a spline. There's a matching spline inside. So the spline has to line up and fit down, and then you thread it on. There, that fit. Now it's a matter of tightening it. Okay. Now also, I forgot on that one, but we have 2 of these. This goes first. And then you line up the spline. Thread it on. And we might as well redo this one. Bob doesn't mind doing it twice. There you go. Line this up. Again, get the spline on. Now obviously this is a gorgeous chrome finish, no tools. You can pull your tools away. This is put on hand tight. You don't want to damage the chrome finish. You screw them till they stop. Set it down. Lock it in place. Now we have this part. This doesn't need a flange. And of course we have one hole left for the shower sprayer. Now this was just to give you an idea. Obviously when you thread it on, you line up the splines correctly so the handles point in a nice orientation. Now to install this, you're going to simply use silicone. High quality. Bob's top pick for the show today, DAP 3.0. Very, very strong product. Obviously you want to be careful. You want to trial fit everything so you know everything works out. Faucet comes out. You put a generous bead of the DAP caulking, pure silicone, which will not damage granite or cultured stone. And then you adhere it, let it set 24 hours, and then you take it all apart. Up next after break, we're going to be visiting Bob's good friends at M&M Products for a complete tour of the showroom and the manufacturing facility in the back. We'll be right back. Hello Hamilton, welcome back to our special episode on bathrooms. I'm very proud to introduce you to my good friend, Rudy. Thank you for having us here.
Not a problem.
Owner of M&M Products in Stony Creek, Ontario.
Glad to see you again. It's been a while.
Well, you've saved me on more than one occasion. Today we've had a chance to feature and show the viewers two of our job sites. Both were based on your products. One was the white swirled cultured marble walls.
Okay.
Gorgeous bathroom. One of the largest ones I've done is a 4-piece. We used that special glass you installed in the shower for me. What's that coating?
There's a microtech coating, they call that, to keep the water off of the beading off the glass.
Homeowners absolutely loved it. Gorgeous base, beautiful installation your men did. And the other one we featured earlier on the show was an error that I had years ago. I broke the top of a drop-in tub.
Is that right?
And removing the faucet.
I remember now, yeah.
I brought you in a sample of the gray. You custom made me a deck plate to go over it.
Yeah, I remember.
Siliconed it on, reinstalled the faucet. Homeowners were ecstatic.
Perfect.
Tell us, how long have you been here? Tell the viewers at home all about your story.
All right, M&M Products has been in the Hamilton, Stony Creek area since 1972. So whatever that is, 46 years or so we've been here. Manufacturing cultured marble walls. There's one-piece walls. We replace ceramic tile. Easy to clean, no grout, no mold. I bought from here. I'm a plumber renovator myself. I bought from here for 25 years. And I tell people I'm like the Remington guy. I like the product so much I wound up buying the company from the original founder who retired. So I've owned it now, going on 11 years I've been here. Boy, time flies.
Wow.
Time flies.
What impresses me is the manufacturing.
Yeah.
Now, earlier in the show, I promised the viewers, in fact, I gave them my word, nothing here is made in China.
That's true.
Tell us about the manufacturing, the quality control.
Everything we produce, everything we install, short of the glass doors, obviously, but the walls, the shower bases, countertops, everything is manufactured right in our plant here on Arvin Avenue in Stony Creek.
So you can control the quality right through the entire manufacturing process.
100%.
That's
100%.
important because I only endorse quality. Again, we've talked about this many times. When you save by DIY, doing it yourself, reinvest the money into the highest quality products that your budget can allow, and believe me, they're here today.
Yeah.
Give us a tour.
Yep.
Show us some of your samples.
Not a problem. I don't know where you want to start. Bob, you want to start?
Well, we got
Just
the
with
board here.
This is our color walls for the cultured marble product. This is a product we've been making since 1972.
Wow.
So basically a white or a bone background, depending on what color your toilet is or whatever, then we match to that. And then do you want grays? Do you want browns? Do you want blacks? Do you want whites? And we introduced that, and that's all made here. My fellas in the back here put those swirls and streaks in it right here.
Wow.
So this product we've been doing for a very long time. The advantage to this product is if you go to natural stone is porous and you can't clean it because the soap scum sticks to it. This product is sealed with a clear coat and looks phenomenal.
This is stunning.
Yeah, yet is very
And
easy
you
to clean.
custom make the soap holder, the corner unit?
100%, and we can do the shower bases in different colors or of that color.
So this is a solid base.
Solid base.
Simulating
one piece.
tile.
Yeah, we do not obviously here recommend ceramic tile.
Oh, no, I understand.
Just because of the cleaning aspect, no other reason. It's just a little harder to clean after
Well, tell our
years.
viewers your motto outside on the front.
Yeah.
No grout?
No grout, no mold, no problem.
No problem. And on that note, let's have a look at the manufacturing in the back as to how you actually make this.
Stuff. Love to take you back there.
Terrific. And who says manufacturing's dead in Canada? This is beautiful what you're doing here. Local, Hamilton, I love it.
That's right. We try to keep it going. We had employees here 25, 30 years working here in this plant right here.
Wow.
So,
I really want the viewers to understand the level of quality control. Sure, they can order a sink base or a countertop or a wall, a partial, online. The stuff comes in from China.
Yep.
What's the quality? Tell us what the difference in quality would be.
First of all, we do everything custom. So we can go to a 1/4 inch where they can't. You know, we can do, a base, a wonky shape or anything which they can't. So we're a little more customized that way, which is nice as well. We do travel everywhere. I did a couple showers in Perry Sound last week. I go all over Ontario, so not a problem there as well. But I mean, as far as quality control, my guys have been here. We have 6 guys work back here, and we watch. We have our issues to do. Don't get me wrong, but But generally,
I would think from a homeowner's perspective, if there's an issue, they can walk in. They can talk to you, the owner.
And we deal with it right away.
When it's something that's been shipped in or ordered from a big box store,
then you're done.
You're done.
You send it back.
You got to ship it, send it back.
Yeah.
Shipping and handling, wait 6 to 8 more weeks.
Yeah.
This is the way to do it. Local, Hamilton.
Also, the beauty of our product, Bob, is that all of it can be repaired on site. So if somebody drops a tile, somebody drops a screwdriver, because that's what happens. They're putting a plate on the shower, they drop, they chip. We send guys out, repair. You don't even know that it's there.
Color match, UV light,
and we
right
can do
there
that
on the
because
spot.
we make the colors, so we can color match 100%, right? So it works out really well.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So what happens is when the orders come in, they go to the front, and then we have to then set up molds to whatever size. And if you look behind us here, there's one panel right there. You can see it's papered up. That's custom ordered for that customer. We then set that up, and that'll be poured tomorrow. We set that up today for tomorrow's pour. And then we put the molds, once they're set up, into the spray booth, and we spray the clear coat. So the shiny part of our product is actually done first. People think it's the other way around, that we put the shiny on last. It's actually, everything is poured upside down.
Wow.
So we don't see, when we pull it off the mold tomorrow, that's when we'll see what it actually looks like. We have no idea. Every piece is unique. Every piece is handmade right here.
Wow.
And every piece is individual.
You have an amazing facility here. I could honestly kill an entire 1-hour show in here.
I love it.
I'm sorry we don't have any more time today. Up next, Bob's Bewares and Bob's Top Picks.
GOJHL hockey is back on Cable 14 for the 2018-2019 season as the Hamilton Kilty Bees make their return to the league. The Kilty Bees have had a strong start to the season and will look to keep that momentum going when they take on the Pelham Panthers this Monday night. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. on Cable14Now.com, on live stream 2, and will be joined live in progress on Cable 14 following Monday Night Bingo.
It's that time again, Bob's Top Picks and Bob's Bewares. Now, I've been laying tile for 20, 25 years, and a lot of things have changed. If you're a smart contractor, or for that matter, a smart homeowner, you're going to read, you're going to research, you're going to learn about new products and new materials and not fear them. There's an old saying, you can't teach a dog new tricks. So before you hire your tile contractor, you better hope and find out if your contractor's up to learning new tricks. Let's take a moment to look at some products here. Now, we can go back practically centuries to Rome, the Romans, when they would tile surfaces. Some of those tiled floors or surfaces have survived for hundreds of years. Back then, they literally had an uncoupling layer of several feet of sand. That layer, uncoupling layer, would absorb the movement and the tile would last. Here in North America, you know, we started out strong and we've gone skimpy now. You know, in the 60s or 70s, ceramic tile was installed on what was called a thick bed of mud. That was approximately inch to an inch and a half of solid concrete, and the tile was installed on it. Now that was still a good system. Not as good as what the Romans used, but again, as you continue with Ontario Minimum Building Code, everything gets thinner, skinnier, and cheaper. That's the end result for everything. So we're down to the current code right now, which is this product here. This is called wire mesh for scratch coat. Now believe me when I say this in combination with OSB, oriented strand board, otherwise known as junk, fake plywood. It's an absolute disaster combining these two together. OSB goes down, this product gets stapled down over it, and then it's filled with what's called a scratch coat. The scratch coat essentially is concrete that's mixed up, or a version of it, and they screed it in to fill in all of these little holes. Everything's filled in. Directly over top of that, the ceramic tile is laid. Now, it's not a matter of will my tile ever come loose or crack or the joints start to separate. It's a matter of when. Trust me when I say it. New home construction, it's a disgrace, it's a sham, it's not a good system. There's sort of an in-between system here, which is concrete board. Concrete board, applied and thin set and screwed down, is a much, much better base than this new home builder's junk. This, Bob's bewares. Do not use it, and if you're having a new home built anywhere in Ontario, tell them not to use it and ask them how much the upgrade would be. Speaking of upgrade, here it is. Invented by my favorite designers and engineers worldwide, the Germans. The Germans know how to design things. This is an uncoupling membrane made by Schluter. It's specifically called Ditra. Now the back of it is a fleece. This will grab and lock into thin set, which is the cement that you're scratching down onto your floor. The other end here is meant to receive thin set to put the tile in. Now the tile, if you really focus in here, this is like a series of dovetails to four sides. The thin set will key into all four of the grooves, so you're going to get a mechanical lock and you're going to get a bonding lock. You have two ways that your tile's being attached here. Mechanically, physically, and by being bonded. Now, the two separate layers here, again, you've got the fleece, and again, you've got the orange. Hence, an uncoupling membrane. When there's temperature changes in the home, or structural changes for that matter, and you've got movement in the joists, this will absorb. It'll slide on itself. This will absorb the movement, absorb the stress, keep the tile from either coming loose, cracking, or having slight separation in the grout. This is a phenomenal product. I've never used this stuff. I've never used the wire mesh, but I have been using the Schluter for about a decade now. Phenomenal product. That's why it's Bob's top pick. Now, follow us, www.justaskbob.com, the largest home improvement database on the net. Learn at your own speed. We have 4 other seasons under our belt of nearly 40 half-hour shows. Pause, fast forward, rewind, watch our episodes, learn how to DIY for yourself at home. Now, Bob's old school. You don't want to go on the net? Pick up the phone and call 289-649-0196. Again, that's 289-649-0196. Call us anytime. Until next time, thank you.
Hello, Hamilton. What else do you want me to say? Say that again.
He doesn't actually know how to use tools. Watch yourself.
Ha 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 ha.